I don't know what we're gonna do after that. I kind of want them all. I want the goats, I want the pigs, I want the cows, I want the chickens, I want the bunnies, I want it all. And if anything, this will kind of be like my last garden tour, I think, for the season, unless something perks up. So looky what caught my eye on my way out to my garden. This is that raspberry patch that's just covered with poison ivy. It's a big raspberry. Look at this one. This one is so pretty. Look how beautiful that is. My zinnias are still hanging on strong. Look at that. They're so pretty. How pretty these are and how poofy they are. This one is like super poofy. Isn't that beautiful? I love sunflowers. This makes me happy. Look at how pretty that is. Looks like the sun. It's like fire. I thought I'd just show you guys because these beauties, they always brighten my day. Look at these. They're so pretty. Maybe it's just me. I love sunflowers. Matthew did a great job. I didn't plant any of these flowers. Matthew planted all these flowers for me. Isn't he such a good husband? Now these, I'm getting ready to harvest all of these sunflowers. This one's a beautiful one too. Aw, the leaves are falling off. I think this will be kind of like a harvest garden tour because I didn't think that I was gonna get any more. And I still got some basil down here that I can pick as well. Look at there. I think that these are, I want to say that these are the honey rocks. I thought that they were supposed to turn yellow, but I don't think that it's going to turn yellow, and I think that it's telling me that it's done, so I think I'm going to have to pick that and see. These were in fact Hale's Best cantaloupes, and they normally take about 90 days from germination to harvest. Yeah, and I didn't realize that this was one of those. I thought this was a honeydew, and it definitely wasn't ready. I'm going to see how much is going to be savable. Like some of these are the best tomatoes. These are the honeycomb cherry tomatoes, and they're, when you find these, they're actually, they only put like 6 seeds to a package when you, well, here in Michigan anyway. So always end up having to buy extra. But these are delicious. Beautiful. I think she's about ready for me to pick her. I can't pierce the skin, so I think I'm gonna harvest her. This is my butternut squash, and this is the only one on this vine. These are a Waltham butternut squash, and they are very delicious. They are a winter squash, and they taste nice and buttery when roasted. Not too bad so far. Looks like we got some more tomatoes in here in this jungle. Okay, so I did wind up wanting to dehydrate a lot of my cherry tomatoes because I dehydrated some last year, but not in the whole form. I ground them up and used it for tomato powder. So this year I decided to leave them, just halved and dehydrate them that way. That way I can, decide which ones I like the best. And I also did some brandy wines and some Romas as well. Now I put them in my old dehydrator that I have, but it works fine still. And I left them in there for about 12 hours. And when I took them out, they were nice and crispy, and they were pleasantly very good. I was actually surprised. And One of the reasons why I wanted to start dehydrating in this way is so I could make some more oils. And with this I used olive oil, but you can use whatever oil is your preference, and it'll stay good in the fridge for, I think, up to like 3 months, but I can't be positive about that, so you'd have to do your own research. But you can also use sun-dried tomatoes for salads, pizza toppings, hummus, pasta dishes, curry sauces. You can also put it in your scrambled eggs or just snack on them. And I've actually been snacking on them just for a snack, and they are absolutely delicious. So with these yellow pears, I gotta put some gloves on because my hands are starting to turn green again, and from the tomato tar, it just sticks to you. It's so hard to get off. But anyway, these yellow pears, like I was saying, they split really easy, but they're very prolific. They taste really good. I add these to my tomato sauces. Just about everything that I make, I add these tomatoes in. It just gives it that extra sweetness that it needs, I think. These are good for sauce. I mean, they're small, but they're meaty. They're not like, they don't have like an extremely high water content, but they are small and you got to use a lot of them. But if you're in a pinch and you don't have a whole lot of slicers or romas or whatever, like last year I didn't have hardly any large, or I didn't have any romas. I just had all like huge water content, like some like Better Boys and stuff like that. And these tomatoes here, I'm glad that I grew these because I had so many of these that I ended up making over, half of my sauce was contributed from these tomatoes right here because they're just so prolific. They just kept on producing. And if it wasn't for these guys, I probably wouldn't have any tomato sauce. So just saying, yellow pears, these are really good. Saved my tail when I was in a pinch and needed tomatoes. I didn't have to go buy any. I just kept picking these. And they kept on producing until I think the first frost. I think they were actually producing after that too, but I just ended up taking them down after the frost. But aren't those beautiful? Oh, they have like a really unique flavor, I think. And they go really well with sauces. Speaking of sauces, I'm going to be making, I've got all my tomatoes right now that I ended up harvesting and that were good in my freezer. I did get a lot, not as much as I had hoped, but I did get some. I'll be making all my sauces here pretty soon, canning them all up with my new pressure canner. That'll be exciting. Looky there, we got some okra. I've been harvesting some of this okra off and on because it just took forever for it to start coming on. So these aren't quite ready. I mean, you could pick them while, ooh, there's one right there. Look at that one. Wow. That's a nice one. I'm gonna be picking that one. Ooh, there's another big one. Look how big this okra plant got. It is like super tall. This is the tallest one that I've grown so far. The other ones were pretty small. But look at this one. Look at these beauties. They're gorgeous. I love okra. This is the this isn't the snow peas. These are the sugar snap peas that are still kind of hanging on. And I did get one more pumpkin out of this pumpkin plant that's coming on, see? So that's kind of exciting. We'll have one more pumpkin. This pumpkin down here is Octavia's. I've been waiting for my granddaughter to come and get her pumpkin So up here are those beans that I said in a previous video that they were so good, and I couldn't remember the name of these beans. But those up top there, I'm gonna have to get a ladder to get up there and get them, but I'm just gonna let them dry kind of up there so that I can save all the seed for next year, because those tasted delicious raw and cooked. But I am gonna get as many of these other fresh green beans that are not too big, that I'm not gonna save for seed, because these are so delicious. And I think that these might be some Kentucky Wonders. I think. I can't be positive. They're either Kentucky or is it Blue Lake maybe? Next year I won't be putting beans on this trellis here unless I have a ladder out here that I can just keep out here with me, because I can't reach any of those. I'm gonna have to get a ladder just to get them ones up top. So I do have, you know, I do have some things that are just hanging on, and I'm gonna wait for them to get a little bit bigger before I come out here and harvest. Got some green ones, so we'll pull off the bad ones, and that way I'll let the green ones ripen up. This here, this is my caligula. What I use it for is I use these flower heads here, wait for them to get bloom all the way, and then I harvest them, let them dry out, and then I make salves out of these with beeswax and some olive oil or coconut oil. Let these like infuse in some olive oil first for probably like 6 weeks, and then it'll be ready to make your salves. It's kind of crazy how a lot of this stuff I was trying to grow, and it just wouldn't grow. And I was like fertilizing it constantly. And as soon as I started just leaving it alone, it started to grow. Look at this. I still get so excited when I find stuff that I didn't know that I had. This is one of those sugar babies. They're really good, but they have a lot of seeds in them, so I don't think that I'm going to grow these next year. But I'll wait for the tendril on that to dry up before I harvest it. This one's a biggie. We'll see what it tastes like. Crack it open and I'll show you guys. This is my first time growing these. I'm kind of excited.
Smells like a honeydew. Not as sweet as a honeydew should be. Probably should have left it on longer.
I'm not done. Don't give up on me. That's why I love my garden. Even when she fails me in some areas, she excels in something else. Whether it be tomatoes, melons, radishes, she always gives me an abundant amount of something. She always gives me an abundance of weeds. See, these here were the dragon tail radish. And I'm definitely gonna save the seeds from this, because these were so much easier. Woo! Smell here. These were so much easier to grow than regular radishes. They didn't get dirty or anything like that, and the taste from these were just phenomenal. They were, I can't believe that it was like the first time I ever seen them in the store. I will definitely be growing dragon tail radishes again. These are delicious. And I'm going to be saving those seeds. This plant is actually trying to produce some more. So these are very prolific too. You only need probably one of these plants. I planted like 4 or 5 of them. That's what I figured. You ran out of gas. You out there walking. Okay. So we're on the other side of the garden. And I gotta put my hair up. Whew, because it is getting hot. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so now we are over by, whoop, come over to the beans. And the beans, these are those yellow wax beans. Good beans to save the seeds. So I'm gonna let these go to seed this next round so that I can save all these seeds. And that way I don't have to buy these again. So I think I'm gonna save these ones here for the seeds. Didn't see these until just now, but these ones, I'll leave these on for as long as I can and then harvest them for seeds. So this year I grew a lot of these Gardener Delights here, and these are really good tomatoes, really good cherry tomatoes. These and the yellow pears I've used to make sauces with, and whoop, they're super sweet. These things are delicious, and these are very prolific too. So, Gardener's Delight, yellow pear are both very prolific cherry tomatoes. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys this crazy scenario here. Remember that corn that I planted? Yeah, I got probably 5 of them that decided to just sprout up. Finally, it's a little too late, but I mean, they did finally sprout. These were supposed to be bananas, but I took a big chunk out of it. One of these. Ooh-wee! It was hot. So this is some type of hot pepper that I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it resembles one of them Hungarian wax hot peppers. Very hot, very hot. And I'll tell you what, I came out here, I thought it was a banana pepper. And I come out here, I picked it off the plant, and I just took the biggest bite out of it and just was chewing, and just instantly, fire. It set my mouth on fire for probably about an hour afterwards. It was bad. Okay, so this is one of the king acorn squashes that I planted. You don't want to clip it too far down, see? So I'm kind of leaving the stem in. With most gourds that you harvest, you kind of want to leave this long stem right here so that you're not going to introduce any type of disease or anything like that inside of there. But this is a summer squash. Oh, looky there. I mean, it's not the ideal size, but I'm thinking it will still be edible. I can fry that up. Something's better than nothing. That's what I keep telling myself. Something's better than nothing. Alright, I'm gonna... So even though I know that all these are hot, I'm gonna see about maybe putting them in some salsa. and maybe I can handle the heat, you know, like that. So I thought this was pretty interesting. I know that these are a green bean, and you see the little baby green beans coming on. I planted these though in the spring, and they just now started to do something, which is cool. A little late. I mean, it is September, but I'm gonna let them go, you know, and see if what they can do, if they're gonna do anything. This is another thing that I wanted to show everybody. So I haven't planted celery in 2 years, okay? I don't pull this out, I just clip it down and it comes back. See there? This is year 2 and it's just coming back. So, I mean, I think it all depends on the variety that you have, whether or not it will come back or not. I'm not sure, but I'm really pleased because I've harvested a ton of the celery this year. Never had to plant it, never pulled it out. So this is what I wanted to show some people. These are those lemon cucumbers. They don't taste like lemons. And the inside of these are, I mean, they're not bad tasting or anything, but I find I didn't really have a use for them other than fresh eating. You can't like make pickles out of them or anything like that. But they are very prolific. Very prolific. So, but I have yet to find another use for them because of all the seeds. I mean, they're very, very seedy. So I probably won't be growing these again. And this is the back part of the garden. And it's heavily shaded back here by these cherry trees. And just, I think that those are like cottonwoods up there. But this area all here, with the exception to about right here, we're going to do it all the way down. We're going to just have this whole section here will be for my goats. That's the plan so far. We really have to read into it and see what we need to do first, if we need to get rid of some plants first. Plus we need to reinforce the fence in the back. We're either going to give them this section or maybe a lot of the back area back here. It all depends on what, you know, if they can't, what they can eat and what they can eat, I guess. Because I know that there's a lot of plants that are poisonous to goats. So we have to look into see what they are before we end up getting them. We want to be prepared and take it slow, but it will be super exciting to have some animals back here. I mean, Matthew's going to have the pigs out back there too, not in the garden area, but we have like a paddock back there specifically for the pigs. So I mean, we'll have pigs next year and goats. So it will be very exciting here. We got a lot of prep work to do, but I'm ready for it. I was really wanting a dairy cow, but I think my husband's probably right. I need to see how I am with a smaller animal like that before I go trying to get, you know, the big one. And who knows, I may just want to just keep the goats and just, I don't know what we're going to do after that. I kind of want them all. I want the goats, I want the pigs, I want the cows, I want the chickens, I want the bunnies, I want it all. Anyhow, that's what I got today, guys. I want to say thank you for coming and hanging out with me, and have a very blessed day. Bye.